Good morning, beloveds. Sorry. I am just in general allergic to so I've got a little bit of a congestion going on. They're fun in the spring and fun in the summer, but really honestly, I just have allergies all year round. So it can make interesting, I'm ready. I'm ready to go live, and my nose goes, "Oh yeah, let's make it really uncomfortable for you." Um, oh, and I'm a little out of routine this morning. I have a cat that has hyperthyroid. And he gets meds every morning. And normally around 8:30, good morning, Susan. Normally around 8:30, he'll come in out and go, "Hey, you owe me a treat." And I will then give him his meds and give him his treat. Well, I walked into the room to do this today and saw him asleep in the corner, and it's 9 o'clock, and I realized that I hadn't done his meds yet. So as soon as I get done with this, I'm gonna go give the cat his thyroid meds and his treat, especially since he just strolled out of the room. All right. And normally, I want to go ahead and tell you this. Good morning, Mary. I'm normally on at 9 every morning, and I will tell you, okay, Saturday mornings I go to the park to run, and so I might be late. Well, I'm definitely going to be late tomorrow. My husband and I are going to go run an errand, and so it'll probably be 10:30 to 11 before I'm on tomorrow. I will do it tomorrow, just I'm going to postpone it an hour or so. I'm just not going to be at 9 o'clock. I'm not going to be at a place where I can do it. So I will do it, but just know I will be late. So sorry about that. It's going to be interesting because as life starts to pick back up, timing's going to get weird. And most of the time I'm in the house at 9 o'clock in the morning. But occasionally on Saturdays I'm not. So that will be, we'll see. I am committed to continuing this though, even once life goes back to some semblance of normal. Although God help me, I don't want to go back to the normal that we were. I want us to find a new normal that's more compassionate. All right. So May 8th, reading The Science of Mind, 365. Our Bible quote is again from Psalms. It is Psalm 16:7. I will bless the Lord who hath given me counsel. Okay. I know that there is but one power in the universe, and that power is God. That power manifests in and through all form, all people, all conditions, and so is at the very center of my being. This God power is me. This power is life itself, and its nature is love, all good. It contains all wisdom, peace, joy, and strength. At the center of my being, I feel this perfection in me. I know it is all around me. Everywhere I turn, I behold it. It is my whole being. Every cell and atom of my being, every thought and feeling, my every act is an expression of this God power. The intelligence within me is constantly guiding me. Clearly, I see the right thing for me to do. I know the right thing for me to say in every circumstance. This intelligence within me deals with every situation harmoniously. I find life thrilling, stimulating. I know that love protects its own. I know that love now makes clear the way before me, eliminating every seeming obstruction. I am guided into an ever-widening unfoldment of being, and I rest in the perfect joy and peace. one with all life. My every need is now fulfilled. Alrighty then. It is the month of joy. And it seems like, and we're only 8 days into the month, but it does seem like that these are definitely taken more from treatments that he's done. There's a lot of his writings out there. He wrote extensively for Science of Mind magazine. I think it was called something else originally, which, by the way, I'll plug the archives. One of my friends is Kathy Mastroni. And I just slaughtered her last name. I'm sorry. She is a reverend. She went through ministerial school with me, and she is the director of the Science of Mind archives. And if you go to the Science of Mind archives, just Google it. And they have an extensive library already online. And one of the projects that they are working on is they are scanning the Science of Mind archives, everyone that they can find. I think they're still missing either some years or some months in some years, but they are scanning them so that they will be available digitally, so that you can go back and read, like Google a date and say, okay, well, what did, Ernest Holmes write on this day? So it's a wonderful resource, and you can read stuff like this, where he wrote and talked about everything. I mean, one of the articles that I read, he talked about Albert Einstein, and the blessing of ministerial school is that there were a lot of times when they said, okay, well, I want you to read, and so you go to the archives and you look it up, and then you find articles, and it's just it's a rabbit hole that's definitely worth falling down. Okay, so let's go back to what he talked about today. I know that there is but one power in the universe, and that power is God. I mean, we say that. When you listen to any of the staff ministers at Creative Life, especially Jesse, and since I'm one of Jesse's students, then I'll do it. There's one life, one power, one presence. Those are directly from Ernest Holmes. I added in the love, which I'm sure Ernest does too. I just haven't seen it written anywhere, but there's one life, one power, one presence, one love. That life is my life now, directly from Ernest Holmes. That's who you are. It manifests in and through all form. So he's reminding you, everything is that power. Everything is that power of good. All people, all conditions, it's at the very center of my being. And then he states it in bold type. That God power is me. That God power is you. This power is life itself. And its nature is love. I mean, so life is love. And that it contains all of the wisdom, the peace, the joy, and the strength that we need. It is an inexhaustible supply, and when we feel like we are running low, we just need to unkink the hose. That would probably tell you a whole lot about my childhood, about unkinking the hose. Because I definitely grew up drinking out of hoses and, spraying my younger brother and my mother or anybody I could get away with. We grew up with dogs. Dogs love nothing more than biting at water coming from hose. So you kink the hose, and then wait for that unexpected moment to unkink the hose. So if you feel like your supply is dwindling, unkink your hose. Let it flow. It's inexhaustible because that's all there is around you all the time. Unkink your hose. Every cell, every atom of my being, every thought, every feeling, my every act is an expression of this God power. So choose well. Choose well when you express this power. Choose to express this in a loving manner to yourself and to others. The intelligence within me is constantly guiding me. that's one of the interesting things about being a minister, being a practitioner. And I don't necessarily mean a practitioner with a license. I mean a practitioner of this teaching, meaning that, if you practice this, you are a practitioner of this teaching. Is that trust, the intelligence within me is constantly guiding me. Frequently when I get up to do opening treatments or invocations and benedictions, I don't know what I'm going to say. When I do treatments for clients, I know what they want, but I don't necessarily know what I'm going to say because I trust the intelligence within me to provide the right words. I trust that when I open my mouth, what needs to be heard is what is going to come out of my mouth. With doing this, I don't necessarily, I don't pre-read these. I read them live for you and then trust that anything that I might say, either before or after, is something that somebody needs to hear. Sometimes the somebody that needs to hear it is right here. I mean, I've said things multiple times to myself that I'm like, oh, well, clearly I needed to hear that. Hopefully somebody else can benefit from it too. But I trust that intelligence within me. I trust that I am going to say what needs to be heard. And I'm going to do it in a loving manner. That is my other goal. Because you can say what needs to be said and not say it in a loving manner. My goal is to say it in a loving manner. I don't always, but I try. I practice. Okay. Let's see. I find life thrilling and stimulating. I love that Ernest said that. Okay. I know that love protects its own. I know that love makes clear the way before me, eliminating every seeming obstruction. I love how he uses the word seeming obstruction. Because so much of what gets in our own way isn't real. It isn't real. We can make a mountain out of a molehill. So it is our job to endeavor not to do that. Or to, I will not get this quote right, but when Jesus was talking about commanding mountains to move, sometimes the mountains that we're commanding to move aren't really mountains. They're just molehills. We've just made them into mountains. And if we will open our eyes and see the reality around us, they're just molehills. They're easily stepped over. So seeming obstructions, and love will clear that. I am guided into an ever-widening unfoldment of being, and I rest in perfect joy and peace. One with all life, my every need is now fulfilled. Ask yourself what you really need. Ask yourself what you really need. At the very core of your being, and we're going to let go of all the material needs, because that's not what we're talking about here. What do you really need? You need to be heard, you need to be seen, and you need to know that you are loved. Well, I see you, I hear you, and I love you. I don't have to know you to love you, because I know that you are part of that perfect spirit, so I love you. All right, I got a cat that needs meds, so I'm moving on. My co-minister just arrived. And so I am going to move on. I will be on tomorrow. I'm not sure what time. Sometime between 10:30 and 11. Yes. I love you too, Rita. And we will continue to make new and fun ways to connect with you. Reverend David will be on sometime around 5. And since we are coming up on the weekend, that live stream is coming. The music gets better every week. And now that we are tied into the soundboard, it sounds really good on the live stream. Not that the musicians have always been good. It's us getting the sound to you. So just keep an eye out for that. We will be on for you on Sunday at 11. All right. I know we've got a 50% chance of rain right now, but the clouds are pretty amazing. So I encourage you to get out early, get some cloud shine. Get some sun. Tomorrow is going to be gorgeous, so if you're here, I definitely encourage you to open the windows for a little bit. Have a great day and do something loving for yourself today. All right? Know that I love you. Know that we love you. Know that we're with you. I will see you later. And I'm getting off as Pam's getting on, so have a great day, beloveds.